Hello, everyone. For the past few days, social media has been burning up with everything Miss Universe Philippines. It's actually the first time that a pageant was created with a series which has been streaming on the Ring Light series, which documents the journey of the winner and of her pageant sisters throughout their entire pageant journey. Now, she's also the winner, the first winner in this new franchise, and the first to wear the Filipina crown. When you consider the preparations before applying and the pageant proper, it has been almost a year of exhausting preparations, workouts, diets, photo shoots, and lots of anticipation. This was no longer just about beauty and body. It was about the survival of the fittest. Here with us today is the lady who triumphed. She's 23 years old, a physical therapy lecturer from Iloilo City. She's now a rallying point, a role model, and a harbinger of hope. In three words, Miss Universe Philippines, Rabiya Mateo. Hi, Rabiya.
Hello, Voltaire. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I should actually be asking you that. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that you're actually now Miss Universe Philippines?
It haven't sunk in yet, up until now. It's been what, 3 days
Yeah.
after the coronation, and everything is still a surprise to me. I
Now,
still can't believe that I won the first ever Miss Universe Philippines. But, I'm glad, I'm honored to be carrying this sash and at the same time to wear the first ever Filipina crown.
well, you're definitely a phenomenal woman who deserves your victory. And now the phenomenal woman has become a social media phenomenon since you're crowning. How does it feel now that everyone wants to know everything about you and all of a sudden everybody from your past is posting a story about you?
Oh, actually, it's kind of weird because when I joined Miss Universe Philippines, of course I want to win, but there's still a shock of the things that is happening right now. The testimonies from my friends, the old photos that are going viral up until this moment, and it's all about trying to adjust myself. And the best feeling is that when I walk in the lobby in my condominium, people are waiting for me just to have a selfie, just to have a photo. So it's like overwhelming, and at the same time, I feel like, okay, this is the path that I chose, and I need to embrace this with all of my heart, and I need to do good because the whole country is counting on me.
Well, it's only been a few days since you were crowned, and I'm noticing such a huge change in the way that you're even talking on screen.
Wow.
Parang iba. Iba yung
Oh,
glow.
thank you. Maybe it's the glow of success, the glow of victory. But at the same time, I'm still adjusting to this because you will never be 100% prepared for the crown. You will never be that perfect image, or you will never have that perfect image of a beauty queen. So it's a learning process, and I'm very much happy to have this journey with Miss Universe Philippines organization who will guide me in what to do and how to respond to things.
Oh, definitely, I have no doubt. I have all the trust and confidence in the Miss Universe Philippines organization. Now, your prelims and the finals were pre-recorded and with technically with no live audience to cheer you on. What was that
Yes.
like? Can you tell people how it is to compete in a new normal pageant?
The thing is, you need to find energy within yourselves because, as what you've said, there's no audience who's gonna cheer you up. So you need to find that passion, that courage to speak what's on your mind. And during the preliminary interview, what happens is that just imagine like you're talking to a friend. So you need to be conversational. You need to tell them your story because that might be the only chance that you have.
And
So what happened is that when I entered, if you have seen the video, I was so excited that I introduced myself before letting Mama J speak.
I saw that.
And
I thought it was a very cute moment.
and then I didn't know at first that it was just 30 seconds. So I was having a hard time trying to, make my answers concise and caught it. However, I'm the kind of person who can find the momentum at that moment, and I did. So I feel like I did like okay for the first three questions, but for the last questions, I was trying to uplift my spirit, and I think I am confident in answering their questions, and I was just being myself.
Well, you were great. Now, after all the
Thank
things
you.
were done and recorded, so you kind of knew that you were in the top five, and you knew how you performed. What was it like trying to keep that secret?
So you need to like sometimes you need to think as if everything is happening for a reason. So you need to compose yourself. So that would be the main matter in that moment. And
Okay.
my knees were trembling under that long gown. My knees were trembling, and I actually didn't know that I won until October 25, until it was aired on GMA. So what's funny is that my roommate was at my back because the top five seated in front, and my roommate was at my back, and she kept telling me that Rabia, you won.
Now that you're part of the Miss Universe Philippines sisterhood, what did you feel when you saw Venus, Shamsi, Janine, Ara, MJ, and Gazini all there in one place? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a dream come true, I must say. Because, like, last year, I didn't even think that I'm gonna be Miss Universe Philippines. It's like it happened with just one snap. And I was telling my roommate, can you make me kurot? Pwede mo akong kuroten? Because everything was like a dream.
Who
So
was your roommate?
when I saw Miss Catriona Gray, I'm sorry?
Who was your roommate?
When I saw the post, Kimchi Crizaldo from Iloilo province.
Okay.
So when
No,
I saw the post of Catriona Gray welcoming me to the sisterhood, I kept telling her na, is this true? Like I was shaking at that moment and I was really, really crying. And it was like, all of the hard works in the past were coming in my mind. I was imagining myself um, on the Miss Universe stage already. So it was at the same time happy, but at the same time there's a great, pressure together with it. So what I like about it is that, my ates,
mhm.
the former Miss Universe Philippines were messaging me. First, they gave me an advice that in the first place, not everybody would love your victory. And you need to accept that fact. Because of course they also have the fans also have their candidates, and as long as you know that you gave your everything and you deserve to win, then you need to go out there and smile with everyone because you're now part of Miss Universe Philippines and that is your legacy.
Well, absolutely. And I support every single one of them. In fact, like I was there for Maxine, Rachel, Catriona, um, at the Miss Universe pageant. So hopefully, the pandemic will be gone and any travel restrictions will be lifted so that hopefully I can join you and support you at your Miss Universe
Thank
pageant.
you.
Now,
I
you,
look forward to that.
yes. Now, you and Gazini share a common experience about how, your fathers and also being brought up by
Yes.
women, your mother, your grandmother, and your grandparents. Did you imagine that she would be the one crowning you? And what message did she have for you?
During that moment, I think right after I won, she asked for the organization for my number because she wanted to congratulate me and to call me. And I was very honored because, Gazini is such an empowered woman. We share the same experience, and what happened to her in the past molded her to become, the best in the best fighting form during the Miss Universe last year. And yes, I've been praying and I've been hoping that sana this is my year in which Gazini will pass me the crown so that we can, it's a testament to everybody that even though we were raised by single mothers, we are now being, the empowered Filipina that we can be. also to empower people around us. So that is a testament for us, for the both of us.
Oh, that's really so heartwarming. And Gazini will always have a special place in my heart. Aside from the fact she mentioned me in her farewell walk, which I was so kilig. So now, when the pageant started, truthfully, diba, I think we talked about this before. You were not even a front runner, but you weren't even a dark horse to begin with. But then you started posting one amazing photo after another. Was that your plan all along? And what was going through your mind when you started posting those photos?
Yes, because in the first place, people don't know me. So the best thing or the best game plan that I have is I need to introduce myself to them through photos. So that was the plan. So everything was set, everything was made beautifully by the people around me. So to be honest, I haven't even paid them. They are just doing that out of love, out of passion because they want me to win. And maybe because people don't recognize me, that's why I also have the urge inside of me to, I need to do better every single day. I need to study the aspects of this pageant so that people can know me and they will recognize now, oh, there's that Miss Iloilo and she's good with with the Q&A, she's beautiful. So it's like a challenge for me to level up, and
Yeah.
I always love challenges.
No, I definitely noticed you, and I think we started corresponding because of those posts and because I would repost some of your photos.
Yes.
And one of the things is that, aside from posting, one of the things that I think candidates should remember is that they need to engage with the people who are in social media, and you did that quite well. Now, you leverage social media to the best of your advantage. And, it can be a good thing, it can be a wonderful thing, but it can also be an overwhelming and, as we found out in the past few days, a very mean space. So, how have you been dealing with the highs and lows of being and staying on social media?
Know when to turn your cell phone off, because there are moments in which people would love you, and with one mistake you might see a lot of bashing. And I was usually bashed because of my styling. So that was the hardest part to start with. That was the hardest part to accept. But you need to have open communication with the people that you work with and learn how to say no.
Mm.
Um, with respect, of course. Because it should be a collaboration between you, your stylist, and the designer. If you're wearing something and you don't feel beautiful about them, then speak up. There's nothing wrong about that as long as you do it with grace and respect. Because after all of you in the team should be professional. So that's how I handle things. When there's a problem, you find solution to it. You don't just, turn your back and do, things that would worsen the situation. You need to always solve the problem. And the best solution is to talk.
You hear that, ladies? You heard it from Rabiya. That's great, great advice. Now, your gowns. Jung Candelario was the one who made them. Uh, were
Thank you.
those were those
Yes.
pegs a collaboration between the two of you, or were they solely your choice?
I've always wanted to have capes because I want I have this image that when I joined beauty pageant, I want to have this theme or peg of having that or being that Greek goddess. And for most of them, they have beautiful long capes. So I told Sir Junjina, Sir, I wanted to have cape sana for my gown. And actually, his idea at first was, but you're short and you're petite, it might cover your body and it might not work for you. But I said, Sir, I really wanted, that's my dream. I'll just make it work. Don't worry about it. I'll just make it work. That was my promise. And I've shared it a couple of times already. But my gown for the preliminary was supposed to be the red one.
Mm.
So the white was supposed to be for the finale. But when I was fitting, when I was doing my final fitting, I feel powerful with red. And when I was looking at the mirror, I told myself, no, this is my winning gown. And I can see myself wearing this with a crown on top of my head. So it was like a final decision to switch those gowns. And it worked for me. So maybe a part of my advice would be always follow your instinct. If you feel, because at the end of the day, you're the candidate and you're the one representing yourself on stage. So do the things that you are most comfortable with.
And I think the trick there, or the lesson there, yes, is like follow your instinct, but at the same time, you had mentioned to be so respectful with the people that you've been working that you
Yes.
work with. And I
That's
think that's sometimes, some girls do struggle in speaking up in a nice way. It's either they don't speak up or then they feel bad. But I'm glad that you actually made the, well, obviously you made the right choice. Now, you are a rare breed in today's pageant landscape because it's your first time to join a national pageant and you actually won. Because most of the recent winners have joined national pageant at least 2 to 3 times. How does that make you feel? Or maybe that's, that definitely is an accomplishment.
I'd like to say that maybe it's beginner's luck. Maybe it worked for me because to start with, I mean, there's no performance of me that they're gonna compare me now. Oh, she did good last year. So there's no such tagline as that to me because nobody knows me. They don't know how well I can do with the swimwear with the evening gown. And all I need to do is to perform well and not beat anyone's expectation. So maybe I was just enjoying the moment, and this was my trick or technique before I go out. I would push the wall first because there's so much tension. I mean, my legs were shaking, and I can feel like my mouth are really tense. So what I do is that I push the wall, and then when I feel like I'm light, I distort my face and then I go out. So that's how I do it, just to look light and as if I was just enjoying the moment. But in reality, I was very very nervous. So it's all about faith. Then I can say that every girls have worked really really hard just to be there. But why did I won? Maybe because the stars were aligned for me that night.
Well, I think that's a very great tip that you gave to everyone. I think it's not just for a woman or a woman who wants to join Miss Universe Philippines, but it can really be for anybody. Like to transfer your negative or your nervous energy sa wall.
Yes, that's true.
So
That
I
was
think
like my
baka sa next pageant lahat ng candidates to nitulak yung
dun,
wall.
before they go out.
Oo. So now alam natin saan galing yon. It's from you. Now, one of the things that I saw recently that I was very touched and I was also very like moved was when one of your dorm mates had posted natulog ka sa banig um, at some point. And
Yeah.
what I love about you, and this is something that I had discussed with my editor also, that what I love about you is that yes, you did come from hardship. You did come from this humble place. But when you tell it, it's never like a paawa story. You always come from a place of an empowered position, an empowered authority, and that's what I love when you share your story. Um, what was the young Rabiya sleeping on the banig, dreaming at that time?
I didn't actually know that it's gonna be a big deal for everybody. So I was asking myself, so everybody didn't like try that banig moment in once in their life. So when I was young, I had my humble beginnings. And that banig, that me sleeping on banig is normal for me. That was okay for me. It's not a big deal at all. And then people are saying, na, oh, she's so kawawa. But for me, no, I do that. Up until now, sometimes I do that when I'm in Iloilo. And it just shows na I can adapt to anything and everything that is being thrown at me. And it's not, a big deal. I shouldn't pity myself because I enjoyed doing that back then. So I hope that when people, would hear my name, they won't say na, oh, siya yung candidate na natulog dati sa banig. Because it's okay talaga. Like, ngayon, I sleep in foam, but Yes, dati natutulog ako sa banig. I sleep anywhere.
Pero alam mo, it's very good for your back. If you have back problems,
Yeah.
the doctors would recommend matulog ka sa floor.
Yes.
Ang dami mong mga trends na pinapasimula. Um, I read somewhere like during the quarantine that you cooked for the frontliners.
Yes.
What did you cook?
I know a few dishes lang. So what I cook is adobo. I'm good in cooking adobo. And then I also cook pancit canton. The pancit canton, not the instant noodles, okay? I might be back because of saying that. And I did that
Wow.
ensaladang langka. And I didn't just do it alone. You know, there were people helping me to do that because it's very difficult to have that mass cooking, mass production, because you need to consider the proportion of the ingredients. So there were people guiding me in doing that. But I love to cook. I feel like when I'm in my kitchen, that's my laboratory and I'm just experimenting things.
And what's your favorite Ilonggo dish?
Bak choy, definitely bak choy. Voltaire, have you tried bak choy?
Oh my God, I love bak choy. As in,
Oh,
I-
been to Iloilo?
yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
And pero gusto ko matry yung bak choy na niluto mo.
Ah, my best friend had a batchuyan when we were young. Sabi ko nga, please, wag nyo nang ilabas yung story natin dun about sa batchoy. Like every day I would read, you know, the old conversations that I had with some of my friends. It would go out now and people are starting, oh, even the fact that I was asking for a racket for a job, a summer job, just to see for my board exam. Sabi ko, nagsisilabasan sila ngayon.
Actually, sinasabi ko nga, I think I said in an interview recently because they asked about you and then all the
Yes.
controversy surrounding you. And I said, you know what? I'm so used to this every year that happens with every candidate. There would be disgruntled or bitter candidates who can't accept the reality. And there's some fans who are like that also. But I said, tignan nyo lang, when she transforms and when she gets to the international pageant, after that, everybody's going to be wanting to line up na parang, oh, can I get a selfie with Rabiya? And then it's like, oh, I know her. Para mag-iiba sila lahat. But actually, like one of the other things that what struck me was you said your graduation was the greatest payback, and you want every poor child to experience such a thing. Now, what winning Miss Universe Philippines is a payback for what?
It's a payback to all the people who were in the same position that I've been. Who would have thought that, you know, that simple probinsyana would win the first ever Miss Universe crown? It's a testament that if you only put your heart, your soul in the things that you're passionate about, then it's gonna blossom in the future. And I've been very much thankful in that simple environment that I grew in, you know, with
Eh,
the kind of childhood that I had, sleeping on banig, asking for summer jobs, and having an Android phone. Even my phone was a big deal.
oh my gosh, I actually heard about that. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, parang bakit naging issue yon?
Yeah, because what happened was that the fans were asking me, why am I not posting photos of my OOTDs while the rest of the girls are busy doing that? And then I called one of the people who is helping me and I told her that, Mama Rab, I cannot post any OOTD photos because my phone is blurry. And instead of, you know, having compliments, I might get bashed, and I don't want the designers or the stylists to have that bad image. So I would tell her, and then now that I won, yun, parang naging big deal na yung phone niya, blurry. And Voltaire, I just wanna share this. Yesterday, a fan gave me a phone. I cannot, of course, say the brand, but a fan sent me a phone. Kasi naawa siya. And I can say na I can have my OOTD taken every day na because of this phone.
Oh, that is so nice. And you know, that's really cute. But also I
Yeah.
have a feeling, because Huawei is one of your sponsors.
Yes.
You're probably gonna have a lot more phones than you can handle. Now you were talking about kids. You mentioned that like you educate children who live near a dump site in the
Yes.
so like uh, go through a day that you spend with the kids. It's like, is this part of that Feed Me and I Read You program also?
Yes, Koga. So what happened is that when I joined Miss Iloilo, I entered a program which is called Feed Me and I Read You. And I became the face of that program even before I joined Miss Universe Philippines. And what happened is that I can see myself in these kids. You know, we share the same childhood. And if you're gonna ask them, because yung parents nila, for most of them, basurero, basurera, they cannot even eat 3 times a day. That's why they are malnourished, underweight, and it affects how they learn. And for me, education is really important because I've done everything that I could to become successful in life through education, and I want them to experience the same opportunity that I had. So
No,
what we do there is we conduct feeding program first, and then right after we do reading session. You teach them how to read because hunger does really affect how they learn. So what happened is that there were researchers who went to that school, to Kalahunan Elementary School, also known to be Feliciana Java Kelly, and they conducted a research, and yes, the status of the children had improved throughout time. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to me to, render my strength, to render my wisdom, to share my experience, to empower these children. And as they say, you can change the world one child at a time. And that is such a powerful testimony that I can share to the world. That I want, through me, I can deliver a difference in this world.
oh my gosh, that's just like a Miss Universe answer delivered perfectly.
Thank you.
No, because right now you know your sincerity, your charm, your relatability, it all shows through even on the screen. And I think that's why a lot of people have been relating to you so much more in the past few days. And I know that as you continue to spread your message, there are really going to be a lot more people that will be supporting you. And I really believe like the only way that you can actually learn is when you're not hungry.
Yes, that's true.
And
We can
okay,
attest to
now
that.
yes. Now, like we're gonna shift gears a little bit. I know a lot of people are probably wondering, and especially the pageant fans, have you been monitoring in the past few months, like the international winners who will be your competition?
It's funny because I only know some of them. And I actually have now a social media manager who checks all the messages that I have. And then he would tell me na, oh, may message ka ni Miss Universe Venezuela, may message ka ni Miss Universe Malaysia. And then sinasabi ko na, oo nga no, nanalo na pala ako, so ako na talaga yung representative ng Philippines. So parang ngayon, parang nakalutang lang po ako sa clouds. And I actually talked to Amanda, and actually, padit na din kay Vina. I love Vina. She's very charming and And yun nga, I heard also from one live IG interview of Amanda that she really wants to meet me and to talk to me. And I feel the same way. She's really charming. And come on, Thailand and Philippines are two powerhouses when it comes to beauty pageant here in Asia. So I want to work together and I want to, uplift each other's energy up. And let's see who's going to make it to the top 5. So I'm very much excited to meet and to see my Miss Universe sisters all over the world. And just to add to that, Voltaire, I am now part of the WhatsApp group, Miss Universe 2021.
Oh my God, that is so great.
Yeah.
Paki-add lang ako ha.
Yes, I'm gonna add you there. They forgot you.
Now, well, we know like they've been floating around these ideas of Vietnam, Thailand, or the US as being rumored to be possible host countries. If it were up to you, where would you want to compete?
I want it to be somewhere here in Asia so that a lot of Filipinos would come and support me. Because it's different if you have that kind of support group. It gives you a different energy. It gives you power, actually. So if I were to choose, I want to have and to experience it in Vietnam.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll be there for sure. Now, going forward, and I know you probably haven't had time, and I'd love for you to actually just enjoy your victory and to enjoy yourself, na para after all of the hard work that you can actually just take a deep breath and a sigh of relief. But going forward, what aspect of being a Miss Universe candidate do you think you will be planning or spending the most time with?
I want to become a good speaker over there. Because when you're Miss Universe, you talk to a lot of people. And I want to convey my story to them, to inspire them, to change them, to change how they see things. And it's going to be possible if I practice it every single day. If I try to widen the people that I talk to. And at the end of the day, it's always about how passionate you are to improve yourself and to accept that weakness and turn into a powerful strength. So I'm open to that kind of change. And now I feel like I'm learning. I'm still learning a lot through Miss Universe Philippines organization.
Now, tell me a fun thing or fact about you that you haven't told people yet or haven't mentioned that you think people would be surprised about.
I think some people know this fact, but I can make a man stay. Yeah. So it became a trend actually 2 days ago. So for those who don't know, I've been with the same man for 6 years. He's actually my first boyfriend. And despite other people telling me na, now that you won Miss Universe Philippines, both of you are gonna break. But I had an advice from Miss Shamsi Sup Sup. And she told me that it's the same thing what happened to her and to Sir Lloyd. So sometimes when you have the fame, people would treat you differently. And sometimes as a woman, you aspire for more. You think you deserve better. But that's not the case. Always remember who is there when you were still nothing. Who was there when you were still struggling? Who was there when you don't have the crown on top of your head? And then it struck me and I realized na, okay, I'm gonna do my best to make this relationship work. And despite the challenges, I'm up for it as long na I'm with him throughout this journey. So I am not sure if that's a fun fact, but yes, I can make a man stay.
Well, it's actually a hashtag relationship goal. No, I've seen some photos of you being, edited na ginagawa ka nilang Disney princess.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
if you could be any Disney princess, who would you be and why?
I just watched Mulan and I love the Disney version of Mulan. We're the same. We're the same. Our goal is to bring pride and honor to our family, to break the stereotypes of a woman can only do this, do that. And I myself, I became the father of my family. I provided for them. I tried to lift them up out of poverty. And I did it because I am very inspired by my mother. I am very inspired to have that kind of comfortable life that we truly deserves. And now, just like Mulan, I feel like I'm gonna bring honor to my country.
I love that. And finally, my question is, you deserve a vacation. If you could go on vacation right now to any dream destination in the world, where would that be and why?
I want to go to India. A lot of people know that my dad is, Indian. And I want to go there to experience their culture. And fun fact, I love Shushmita Sen. And she said that in India, the essence of life is love. And I want to experience their culture, their tradition, their food. So there's diversity and I can see beauty in it. beauty and diversity. So I want to try India to experience, a great travel together with the people that I love the most.
You know, I think you will definitely love it. I actually spent 3 weeks in India in the past, and it was such an amazing culture, and the food is fantastic. And I think also there was a time that I had an obsession with the Indian beauty queens because like Sina Ashwaira and
Ashray.
Sushmita and all of the other Miss World and Miss Universes that they have. So I think you'll definitely love it there, and I know that people will love you there. Now, and finally, uh, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to say a message to the people, your followers, your supporters, and also to your mom and to your grandma.
So I want to speak in my own dialect po sana, Voltaire, if you would allow.
Yes.
So madamo gid nga salamat sa tanan nga Ilonggo na nagsuporta sa akon sa journey nga ini. Gina-offer ko gid sa inyo tanan ang corona nga ini, ang Miss Universe Philippines crown and title. And thank you so much, Mama, for pushing me to become the queen of myself, for believing in me when no one was there, when no one sees my potential. You were already there trying to push me and trying to make me the person, the woman that I am today. I won't be here. I won't be the next representative of the Philippines if you didn't believe in me. So, Ma, I love you so much, and I can't wait to go home to Iloilo and to let you wear my sash and my crown because you are my real queen. I love you so much, Mama.
That was really sweet of you. And even though I've only met you virtually, even in the past, I felt your goodness and your kind-hearted spirit from the get-go. And I know that the
Thank
Miss
you.
Universe organization has made the right choice.
Thank
You
you, Walter.
are.
Oh, naiyak ako.
One of these days we have to meet up. So
Yes, we
again,
should.
well, thank you so much, Miss Universe Philippines 2020, Rabiya Mateo, for being here today. Thank you to the Miss Universe Philippines organization. As a pageant loving country who celebrate queens who have brought pride to our country for the past 10 years, the best way to honor this legacy is to be a responsible and mindful person of what we choose to post. Let's continue to motivate and uplift one another. This is Walter Tayag for Rappler Talk. Thank you.